Hey everybody, welcome back to the Elemental Starlink Network. I'm Gwen,
I'm Kelly.
and today we are talking about, she's an Atlantean Lemurian creature that we have named Opal.
Aquatic being. There you go.
But yes, can't forget that.
Yes.
So it all started when we met her. We were channeling with a friend, and she came in.
Yeah. And I saw her in this person's energy, and I really didn't know what she was at the time. So me and Gwen started conversating about it, and so she came in more and more, and we decided, well, let's talk about her.
So why we call her Opal is because of her aquatic skin is, it looks like an opal with all the pretty rainbow colors.
Yes.
And she's a female.
Yes.
Got my little notes here.
and they have like scales. Yeah. So it's like scaly skin, and it almost looks like, so it's the scales are rainbow, like an opal.
And one feature that stood out was on her head was like a snork.
Yeah.
The best way we can explain it was like a little thing at the top with like a little hole in it. And
which is used, I remember now, which is used for what's that called? Sound communication in water.
Like the sonic wave.
Yes. Yes.
And then we noticed that she can morph into a dolphin.
Yeah, so they're kind of like shapeshifters in a way.
Yeah. So she's opally looking and a shapeshifter into a dolphin is the best way to describe her. And then as we channeled just the other day, we asked her to come in, and she did. And we saw males. We wanted to know what the males look like. And you saw the males were more of a solid color, blue.
Males are solid.
And that there's more males than females. About for every female, there's 10 males.
Yes. And it's weird because when I was asking, is there other colors? Because all we saw was this opal one. And so the other colors started coming in, and I saw green, purple, and blue. And I'm like, well, why are they all males? I found that odd.
Yeah.
So I was getting is it's almost as if, so yes, it's like a 1 woman to 10 male ratio, but it's almost if like they hold their women as hierarchy.
Yeah.
And she feels like, I want to say priestess or high elevated, more high than the men.
You know what it reminds me of is bees, like a queen bee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we were talking about this, and we were like, well, we were asking questions because we had questions come through in our group, and one of the questions was from Jason.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What was that question?
Jason asked, do they do live births or eggs? And if it's a live birth, do they breastfeed?
So now we're going to get into the whole, how do they mate? And how do they give birth?
Right.
So
we both channeled, we sat down and asked the questions, and we kind of came up with the same thing. We feel that they do a live birth, and when the babies come out, they're in the dolphin form.
Yeah. So it's like a porpoise birth.
Yeah.
But now the sexual part.
Yeah. How
they do not have regular intercourse. What'd you see?
We Well, I saw them like in the water. It's like an energetic exchange. They don't touch really. It was just kind of like
A dance.
a dance and energy exchanging.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now I remember sometimes we talk to friends about this, and I remember a friend saying, well, she says she has had many babies.
Mm-hmm.
And this makes sense with the 1-to-10 ratio male thing.
Yeah, definitely.
And so that makes total sense.
Yes. So back when we were talking with her, you remember when she said, "Watch this," and
Yes.
with her hands? Do you want to
Yes.
explain that?
Yeah. So first of all, when she came in, I got this like aqua energy to the back of my head, and she stood off to my left, right? And I could see her, and she had her rainbow skin, and she has like a cream undertone.
Yeah.
Right? And the rainbow is here, and then the face is all cream. And first she started pulling out aqua energy from her hands. Okay. And I'm like, well, what is this? You know, and she says, this is my essence. What is my essence, Gwen?
Yes.
I had to ask, what's essence?
What's essence? And she's actually really pretty and feminine, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And so her essence would be what? Like her like DNA?
Yeah, her part of her.
Makeup?
Her energy, really. What makes
And so she was doing this with it. Mm-hmm. And she's like, watch this. So she holds up her hands like this as she's in the water, right? Mm-hmm. And she takes her hands through the water and goes like this. And it sends like this vibration through the whole water. What'd you hear at the time?
I heard like a metallic, almost like a wind chime sound, like when metal wind chimes are clanging together. It's the best way I can describe it. It's like a frequency.
And yeah, and then all of a sudden, okay, I'm like, okay, why am I watching her do this? Why is she doing this? And all these sea creatures, like at once, started coming in, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
What did she say? Because you wrote it down. I have once I channel it, it's kind of.
No, Kelly was channeling quite a bit, and as I'm writing, I can't channel at the same time, listening to her too. What does she say about that? She says, I put out the call.
Yeah. I don't know what the call was for, but I guess these beings do that.
It's probably how to communicate.
Yes. And let's get into what she was saying to us, and then let's answer the questions that the group asked.
You mean your big long channeling, or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Why not?
All right.
You can read it. You have it written down.
I wrote as you spoke. Okay. She said, to dream of a time when things were more simplified, when all creatures were one, we lived in heart space. To all beautiful souls, we are going there again. The end of times is not the end of times, just the end of these times. In this dimension, I will be greeting you with open arms. As we strive for a better earth, know you are loved, supported, and most of all cherished. As my love for you never dies, we must focus on the grid to change the timelines. As the timelines are important, as we release energies for the necessary change, we can't focus on the past, only the good, as we step into the new light of peace, of hope for all beings on a universal level, but open-hearted and full of love. Sounds good to me.
Yep.
So a few of the questions that we had put out, someone asked, what does Opal recommend for connecting with Lemurian seed crystals? Well, Lemurian seed crystals are placed all over the world, and basically you'll find the one that you're meant to find, and they contain the information, whatever you need to know at the time, and you just meditate with it, hold it, they have little lines on them. That's how you know they're a Lemurian, and they're called striations. You just kind of hold it, and each line is like a different piece of information. So that's how you would connect
And
with them.
they have like a pink hue almost.
Some of them do. Some of them are clear.
Yeah.
But those lines are important, making them a Lemurian crystal. So you'll find one when you're supposed to, and it'll have information in it that you'll need at the time or for you. So I hope that helps. And then someone asked, does Lemuria have a connection to Sirius B with nature and aquatic ties? I got yes, that when Lemuria and Atlantis fell, that some of them went back to Sirius, and that technically they are ancestors. They have Sirius blood in them, or however you want to say it. They're connected to Sirius anyways. So, and then how do they interface with humans? And we got that they come to those who are seeking help and guidance with healing, and especially if you're into healing the waters of the earth, because obviously they're aquatic creatures, so they're all about healing the waters mostly. And let's see, the last one was Lemurians. Are Lemurians connected to the Mintakans?
Yeah. We're like, what is Minnetonkains?
Yeah.
So
before we even looked it up, though, we were feeling a no. Like,
yeah.
We don't like to look anything up. We like to channel our own information. There's so much on the internet, and it just gets confusing and stuck in your head. So we don't look anything up until we kind of get our own answers. And both of us were feeling no.
Yeah. Matter of fact, one came in and shook his head no. They're not connected to Lemuria, they said. But well, we were like, well, where are you connected? You know, where, because it says that you guys, it says that they relocated. So I just wanted, to ask that. And it says that their planet was destroyed by another star group or something like that. But I did not get that information. What information did I get? So
that it wasn't destroyed. And as we were both chatting, I was shown India, and at the same time you said you saw
Krishna.
Yeah. So we're like, obviously there's a connection.
Yeah. And so I believe some of them are relocated to India, but I don't believe their planet was destroyed. This is why, because as we were chatting, I was seeing where they are. And it's like a utopic water/land place. And I could see in the distance, another Earth-like planet next to it. You could actually see it's quite big. And I was getting that they're still there. I have no idea where this place is. I'm not really good with planet names. I try.
Yeah.
But
it's okay.
So that's what we got. Some of them are India, we saw India on a map, and Krishna. But I feel some of them are still in their home planet, wherever that may be.
When we say India, it's not like our dimension either. It's a different dimension, but in where India is that we know of. So I'm thinking that's about all that we've channeled on Opal. We never did get her real name. Sometimes they are too hard for us to say, so they just let us call them whatever we want. So
Yeah, and you know, we've had a lot of other aquatic beings come into play lately,
Yeah.
and we're gonna have to do videos on that. Do you want to describe some of them that we've seen?
Oh, I've seen one with piranha teeth and
Blue, he's blue, right?
blue, yes.
Blue.
Kind of creepy, but that's just how they
But
are.
what do you say? But what do you say to you?
He says, I'm not here to scare you. They're
Yeah,
not,
he
they're
said,
not-
don't be creeped out by the looks. That's just the way we are, right?
Yes, yes.
And then we've seen aquatic beings with, what is that? They have webbed feet. They're green.
Mhm.
And then they have like uh what are those, like
Yeah, I don't know what they're called.
fins on the side of their face.
Mhm.
But it reminds me of something off a movie.
Wasn't it
Uh,
the silver surf that you saw? Was that an
no, that
aquarium?
was an aquatic.
And then the fish lips.
Oh yeah, the guy that has a face like a fish and lips like a fish.
Yeah,
Those.
that was funny.
Yes.
Um,
I think that's it for aquatics
aquatic. So we'll have to do a few more
for now.
videos on those. But
Yeah.
we hope we answered all your questions, and obviously feel free to comment.
Yes.
And we'll try
Thank
to.
you for letting us share our experiences. This is yeah.
We
This
love
is fun
it.
for us.
We love it. So see you next video. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.